I did my hair to do this video. Can't look like a hobo for the internet, can we? What did that look like? Well, hobo on the internet, I guess. That's not bad, that's worth a few thousand views at least. I've seen it. Movies. Movies are great. Movie plots are great. A whole sequence of events turning shit upside down and making everyone really entertained. It's great. It's a cool thing. In a lot of cases, though, I've noticed, there's one thing, or even a few things, that define a lot more than they appear to. An elaboration would be, some stories literally hinge on very minor events. Things that we might not even care about. We laugh at them. They were funny. Turns out, start off the entire sequence of events, and the movie doesn't even happen without them. One change, one missing event, and the entire story just comes crashing down. So here are a bunch of examples. This is a list of subtle changes in movies that would have altered the entire fucking plot. Let's go! V for Vendetta. Evie doesn't take her sweet time with her makeup and actually gets home on time. She never meets V, who never plants the seed of doubt in her mind that the government's a piece of shit, and so when V attacks the TV station, she doesn't come rushing to the rescue. Nor is she targeted by the police. So Evie lives her sheltered little life and V is killed, and his whole escapade is finished before it even began. Monster House. Chowder doesn't suck shit at basketball. His ball never goes missing to turn up on the forbidden lawn. Nobody accidentally but not really kills Mr. Nevercracker. The kids never infiltrate and eventually destroy the house. And it continues to stay there. Until this very day. Beauty and the Beast. This is what would have happened if Gaston understood what the word primeval meant. He would be quite offended with Belle, and gets her father incarcerated much sooner than he would have. Maurice never gets lost in the woods, never finds the Beast's castle, no one ever meets the Beast, and Belle marries Gaston to save her father. The Beast is a beast forever. Iron Man. The terrorists keeping Tony Stark captive actually pay attention to what he's doing. One of them sees the plans or sees that what he's building isn't actually a gun, and they stop him in his tracks and execute it. Iron Man is never a thing, and the Avengers is just a bit lackluster a movie. The Hunger Games. It's made very obvious in this movie that literally any mistake could result in death for Katniss. Really, there's a cornucopia of opportunities here. But yeah, Katniss decides to go for the bow as soon as the game starts and gets minced by the competition. Just one or two more of those insects comes out of the thing and she ends up on the forest floor poisoned. That one Korea girl actually shoots an arrow right and takes her down. One way or another, Katniss would probably die. Peter would eventually die covered in mud. Really embarrassing for him. And Rue, having never left the treetops, would outlive literally every character and win the Hunger Games. The revolution is never sparked and the capital reigns over forever. Oh well. Space Jam! Is that even a real movie? Oh my god. Michael Jordan, what even? Notices his golf ball acting all weird and realizes there's some supernatural shit going on and legs it. Some animated animals lose a basketball game. The stakes weren't exactly high in this movie. High School Musical. That one girl doesn't do a really dramatic fall and drop all her books. Troy and Gabriella never help her up, she doesn't convince them to sing, the central conflict is skipped entirely and nobody learns anything. A series of unfortunate events. A single adult with a shred of compassion, who doesn't get murdered, is present at literally any point in the whole movie and listens to what the Baudelaire orphans have to say. Regardless of the outcome, the children find the strength to smile just once. Monsters Inc. Boo isn't a trained military Spec Ops member. This one's a bit of a stretch, I know. And Sully manages to get her back where she came from, also help me. Randall successfully revolutionizes the scream industry. Hundreds of scarers go out of work, and the children of the human world grow up traumatized. The human race goes extinct because nobody grows up with the emotional preparation for a relationship. Shrek. Shrek and Donkey don't do the stupid I don't want to survive this horror movie thing, and actually stick together as they raid the castle. Donkey is never alone with the dragon, doesn't accidentally woo her, and right near the end of the film, Shrek and Donkey have no way of getting to Duloc in time for the wedding. Fiona doesn't end up marrying her true love, turns into an ogre, and Farquaad has her executed. The Lord of the Rings. I'm well aware that the Lord of the Rings mythology is enormous and something probably would have intervened otherwise, but let's just go with it for the sake of comedy. Way back in The Hobbit, Bilbo doesn't give his full name and hometown to a weird creature named Gollum who lives underground. Gollum never gets tortured into spilling that information. The Ringwraiths never find Bilbo or the Shire, thereby avoiding the entire Easy A. Olive manages to control herself in class and not call the religious freak a twat. She doesn't get detention, she doesn't have that conversation with the gay guy that leads her to pretending to having sex with him, so the rumors of her sluttiness never intensify. Nobody learns anything, no relationships are broken or created, and Olive doesn't have to spend a day being friends with a religious fanatic played by Amanda Bynes. The gay boy continues to be beaten up because he probably never would have run away from home if he hadn't rekindled his friendship with Olive. The Iron Giant. When Hogarth brings all his comics out to show the giant, the Superman comics are are right at the bottom and the giant doesn't see them and question them. The giant never learns about superhero and by extension the concept of a hero at all. When the bomb's about to land, the idea of a heroic sacrifice never crosses his mind. So when it hits, he can do nothing but stand among the townsfolk and get obliterated, only for him to come back together again in the middle of the fallout, all alone. And somehow we get even more emotionally shattered by the ending of that movie. Howl's moving castle. Sophie doesn't notice the stick coming out of the bushes. Consequently, she never frees Turniphead. Turniphead never finds Sophie a walking stick, never helps out with any of the household chores, and doesn't save everybody's lives. The main characters all die. Also, he never gets turned back into the prince. The war continues on forever. Many other people die because of the war. Pitch perfect. Becca doesn't fuck up that really specific rule in the riff-off. And the Bells probably win something, for a change. Really early, instilling them with confidence, which would have pushed forward their whole musical revelation thing a lot faster. Not only that, but they would have beaten the Troublemakers, would have taken that douchey guy down a peg. Really, the whole driving conflict of the movie would be out the window. Dogma. The protagonists get on a different train compartment instead of the one with the angels on it. They never have the fight, the angels don't get kicked off, Bartleby never gets his Lucifer revelation, so when he and Loki find out what their actions would be doing, they just walk away, saving the universe. Or, since they were still on the train, they got to New Jersey much quicker and can walk up the stairs and end reality even sooner. One of the two. And last, and I've been saving this for last because this is a big thing, the whole Harry Potter franchise. Pretty much everyone on the planet knows that Snape was really important to defeating Voldemort. Like, he gives Harry the memories and tells him the secret of everything, and the thing happens, and it's just, yeah. But it wasn't even just him that sealed everything's fate. Like, things would have gone a whole lot differently if just one thing had happened, and that one thing is, Lily Evans exercised proper stranger danger precautions. Lily doesn't approach the weird creepy kid, and Snape never falls in love with her. When Snape becomes a Death Eater, there is no motivation for him to turn back to the good side, so he never becomes Dumbledore's spy. Also, because he never fell in love with Lily, there's no reason to warn anyone when Voldemort targets Harry's parents, which means that they don't go about doing the whole Fidelius charm, which means there is no traitor for Harry's parents. So Sirius Black doesn't go to Azkaban, so when Harry Potter's parents blow up and he becomes the boy who lived, he gets to spend his childhood with his godfather instead of the abusive Dursleys. No doubt he becomes a whole lot more adjusted and good with magic. And apart from all this, Snape would never have become a professor at Hogwarts, so Neville Longbottom wouldn't have been mercilessly bullied by a teacher to the point where he would be more scared of him than the psychopaths who tortured his parents. So Neville Longbottom lives a good life. Unfortunately, after all this, when Dumbledore curses himself with the ring, there's no one to help him, and he dies. And since he and Slughorn were the only people who knew about Voldemort's Horcruxes, because Dumbledore is the one who got Harry to get the memories from Slughorn, and Slughorn is not about to give those memories away, the secret of killing Voldemort dies with Dumbledore a full book before he can tell anyone. And without this knowledge, Voldemort reigns supreme. And you might think that Harry could have figured it out, but the thing is, without Snape at Hogwarts protecting him, Harry Potter will have died in his first year when Quirrell cursed him off his broom. That is how different Harry Potter would have been if Lily had done what her parents probably told her to, and not fraternized with the boy named. And that is just how fragile movie plots are. One thing, one tiny little thing, and the movie wouldn't have even happened. I wonder how big I can make my hair. That's not important right now, I need to sign off. I don't have a sign off. Bye!